The Sunshine Coast, in southeast Queensland, is certainly true to its name. Welcome to WatchZilla. Today we are going to discover the sun-soaked holiday hotspot Sunshine Coast, Australia. Sunny skies and an idyllic subtropical climate lure tourists here year-round. Add to this a string of squeaky clean beaches, world-class surf breaks, wildlife-rich national parks, and countless tourist attractions, and it's no wonder this is one of Queensland's most popular tourist destinations. The Sunny Coast, as it's affectionately called by locals, is a much quieter alternative to the glitzy Gold Coast just to the south. It stretches north from the popular beaches of Caloundra to the sweeping sands of Noosa North Shore, where four-wheel drive vehicles plow a wild stretch of dune-backed beach. Sunshine Coast destinations are packed with things to do. You can feast on fresh-caught seafood at buzzing Mooloolaba Beach, look for wildlife in the national parks, hike to the summit of Mount Coolum, soak up the salty air on scenic coastal walks, or shop for designer clothes on Noosa's chic Hastings Street or at Sunshine Plaza. Traveling with kids? You'll find plenty of fun Sunshine Coast attractions for families, including the Sea Life Sunshine Coast Aquarium, the Ginger Factory, and the famous Australia Zoo. Not far from the Sunshine Coast's beautiful beaches, the emerald-hued hinterland offers its sleepy charm. Top things to do in the Sunshine Coast hinterland include exploring quaint mountain villages, tasting artisan foods, shopping at colorful markets, and having rainforest hikes. Wondering how to get here? The Sunshine Coast Airport in Marcoola has frequent flights from destinations around Australia. Number 15. Original Eumundi Markets. About 20 kilometers southwest of Noosa, the original Eumundi markets are the perfect place to soak up some local color. The little town of Eumundi has a nationwide reputation for its bi-weekly markets. These are praised as the biggest and best arts and crafts markets in all of Australia. Make it, bake it, sow it, grow it is the slogan for these vibrant markets, so you know you'll find something unique here. Market days are Saturday and Wednesday, no matter the weather, laying on a cornucopia of locally produced art, ceramics, jewelry, fashion-forward clothing, furniture, homewares, and a lot more than we can list. Bring an appetite too, because some of the delicious bites include loaded baked potatoes, artisan fudge, authentic Turkish gosling, empanadas, and German bratwurst hot off the grill. Fun kids' activities, such as camel rides, complement the fabulous shopping. There's entertainment too, by live musicians and street performers, and if you need a timeout, you could always pause for a massage. Roving performers keep everyone entertained, and the kids can burn off steam at the playground adjacent to the market. Number 14. Rainbow Beach. Nothing says freedom like driving along the salty stretch of a seemingly endless beach with the wind in your hair. You can do this at Noosa North Shore. Located just across the river from Noosa Heads and Noosaville, this 80-kilometer stretch of golden sand and gently rolling dunes is the gateway to the World Heritage-listed splendor of Fraser Island. It's especially popular with four-wheel drive enthusiasts, anglers, and beachfront campers who come here for the stunning sea vistas and typically uncrowded stretches of sand. Wildlife is prolific around the camping areas. Kangaroos and goannas are frequent visitors, and you can also see a diversity of birds. When the tides are low along Noosa North Shore, you can drive along the beach, past Tiwa and the colored sands, until you reach Rainbow Beach and Double Island Point, where the car ferry departs for Fraser Island. You can access Noosa North Shore on the daily car ferry from the end of Moorindle Street into Anton. Note that vehicle permits are required to drive along the beach and on some of the inland tracks. Number 13. Mount Coolum. This bizarre dome-shaped landform rises just inland from the suburb of the same name, 100 kilometers north of Brisbane. Protected by a small national park, Mount Coolum is a laccolith, formed some 26 million years ago when magma forced a bulge in the Earth's surface and then cooled without breaking through. The 208-meter peak stands alone from the Glass House Mountains, which rise to the south, and if you're up for the climb, will grant you stupendous 360-degree views of the coastline, the Glass House Mountains, and the Black Hole Range in the backcountry to the west. Mount Coolum is one of only 2 places on the Sunshine Coast supporting montane heath, a habitat made up of rare and endangered plant species. Number 12. Kings Beach. In the south, the Sunshine Coast ends with a fanfare at the town of Caloundra. If you had to dream up the perfect tourist beach, Kings Beach in the namesake Caloundra suburb would come close. Caloundra is crammed with beautiful beaches, but Kings Beach is king. There's a sandy bay that slopes gradually into the ocean and is washed by waves that break a long way out. This lovely slice of powdery shoreline has something to keep every member of the family happy. Kings Beach has a big spread of soft white sand to park yourself on, and if the ocean looks a bit rough, there's a saltwater swimming pool right on the oceanfront. Kids can paddle in the gentle beach break, craft the perfect sandcastle pier into the rock pools, and run wild in the water park. When the tide goes out, kids will love investigating the rock pools, and on the foreshore, there's a child-friendly fountain with sudden, leaping jets of water. Parents will be happy here, too. They can enjoy a picnic, take a cool dip, clock some laps in the oceanfront pool, or bask in the sun. Lifesavers patrol the beach and pool area. Is surfing your chosen sport? This is a great spot to ride the waves. Book a lesson if you're a beginner. And when you need a break from all your activities, an array of excellent restaurants and cafes await just steps from the sand. Number 11. Mooloolaba Beach. There are resort beaches and then there's Mooloolaba Beach, which unfurls along a sandy spit in the shelter of Port Cartwright. Mooloolaba Beach hums with life at any time of day. Backed by high-rise apartments, this sun-drenched north-facing stretch of sand and sea is more developed than other Sunshine Coast beaches, but that's a big part of its appeal. There's something for everyone here. The luxurious white beach is angled away from the Pacific, which means low, manageable waves and many meters of shallow water. Here, calmer waters lap the shores, and fishing boats bring in their catches. You can even dive into one of Australia's best treks, the HMAS Brisbane, off the coast. Surf squads practice their drills in the clear waters, fitness enthusiasts jog along the beachfront path, beginner surfers brave the swells with their boards, families picnic on the grassy knoll overlooking the shore, and volleyballers spike and set on the sand. Wondering about other things to do in Mooloolaba? If you're feeling energetic, take a stroll to Mooloolaba Spit, about a 40-minute hike along the waterfront. Steps from Mooloolaba Beach is Sea Life Sunshine Coast Aquarium, one of the top things to do on the Sunshine Coast with a family. Just north of Mooloolaba is Alexandra Headland, with a patrolled beach, a great point break, and a popular skate park. Raised slightly at the west end is the Esplanade, where the footpaths are dark under tropical trees, and the unfathomable expanse of the Pacific Ocean glitters in the sunshine. There's a gaggle of cosmopolitan restaurants and bars a couple of streets in from the waterfront. You can even squeeze in a little shopping along the Esplanade here. Backing that sandy spit is plush residential neighborhoods on canals at the mouth of the Mooloola River. Looking for a place to stay near here on a budget? You can pitch your tent or park your caravan steps from the sand at one of the best campgrounds in the Mooloolaba area. Number 10. Noosa National Park. Noosa National Park is one of the Sunshine Coast's natural jewels. The park encompasses more than 9,800 acres of paperbark forests, pristine beaches, dunes, heathlands, and rainforests. The most popular section of the park is the Noosa Headland section. Exploring the 15 kilometers of hiking trails. If you're visiting the park for the first time, the scenic coastal track offers a great introduction. As you wander along the trail, you'll see gorgeous views of the blue-green sea peeking through the pandanus trees. Look up now and then, and you might spot a glossy black cockatoo or, if you're really lucky, a koala snoozing in the crook of a eucalyptus tree. After about a kilometer, a lookout at Dolphin Point offers panoramic coastal views and sometimes even glimpses of whales and dolphins. Tea Tree Bay and Granite Bay are the perfect spots for a picnic or a paddle in the rock pools. Continuing even further, Hell's Gates offers breathtaking views of pounding surf and Alexandria Bay. Conveniently, the coastal track is accessible for wheelchairs and strollers to Dolphin Point. Parking spaces are available at the park entrance, although it can be tough to nab one at peak times. If you're feeling energetic, you can also hike to the park entrance from Noosa Main Beach. However, you get here, exploring this Ocean View National Park is one of the best things to do on the Sunshine Coast for free. Number 9. Fraser Island. While not technically in the Sunshine Coast, the ability to travel to the amazing World Heritage protected Fraser Island within the time frame of a day trip should not be overlooked. Sitting roughly 150 kilometers from the Sunshine Coast, this incredible spot is the world's largest sand island and is renowned for its wild blend of natural beauty, featuring endless stretches of golden beaches, colorful sand cliffs, an array of lakes, and sections of untouched rainforest teeming with life. Local Sunshine Coast tour operator Fraser Island Discovery specializes in bringing guests from the coast to the island, with a core focus put on beach driving aboard their incredibly tough purpose-built four-wheel drive vehicles. It's a trip that provides the chance to experience what many believe is the best beach drive in the world. The island's iconic 75-mile beach, an absolutely beautiful stretch of beachfront that serves as a virtual sand highway, is an expansive and impressive coastal offering that forms the backbone of the exploratory experience on Fraser. As you might guess from its name, this 75-mile-long expanse of sand is a standout and was named one of the top 10 beaches in Australia. Four-wheel drive vehicles take advantage of its length to whisk travelers from one natural highlight to the next, while those stopping to enjoy its offerings can take part in some world-class beach fishing, head inland for a dip in its iconic champagne pools, or grab a jar of multicolored sand from its bordering many-hued cliffs. The trip from the Sunshine Coast to Fraser Island is a long but rewarding one. Morning departure times are bright and early, and they're a full and comprehensive day tour in every sense of the term. The standard one-day tour itinerary will see you departing from one of the popular accommodation spots and heading across the Noosa River for a dose of national park-style scenery at Coolum, receiving some detailed commentary on the local landmarks and highlights along the way. The trip then heads across to Fraser Island via ferry, a scenic little voyage that offers the chance to spot dolphins and various other marine life before landing on the island proper and commencing a journey along 75 miles and into the heart of the island's rainforest. The opportunity to take a dip in the beautiful blue waters of freshwater-filled Lake Mackenzie is a welcome one, while Fraser Island's native wildlife also serves as an undoubted highlight. It's one of the only places in the country where travelers will be able to see dingoes in the wild, and when coupled with the stunning backdrop of the sand, comprehensive itinerary, and host of inclusions, it's one of the best bang for the buck day tours that the Greater Sunshine Coast region has to offer. Number 8. Noosa Everglades. Experience the untouched Noosa Everglades on a tranquil cruise along the mirror-like waters. The pristine wilderness of the Noosa Everglades includes 60 kilometers stretch of sheltered water, known as the River of Mirrors, due to the amazing reflections of forest and sky. See a variety of stunning beaches, pristine waterways, majestic headlands, and forested dunes on this breathtaking journey. It's also home to 44% of Australia's native bird species. You can explore the Everglades on guided or self-guided kayak tours or boat cruises with a canoe trip add-on option. Number 7. Noosa Beach. Of all places on the Sunshine Coast, you'll likely see used in promotional material touting its beauty, there's one that stands out among the rest. While it's home to many quality beaches and breaks throughout its 70+ kilometers worth of coastline, Noosa's main beach is a picture-perfect example of a quality beachfront area. While still offering convenient facilities, simply put, it's an example of a wonderful natural stretch of sand, coupled with quality city planning done right. Picture-perfect sand, pristine water, waves that are ideal for swimming, easy access and well-patrolled are all contributing factors to what makes this spot such a desirable place to visit. Boasting a relatively rare north-facing aspect that provides outstanding sheltered conditions as compared to many other beaches in similar circumstances, it's a spot that's as ideal for enjoying water sports as it is for pure relaxation. The lack of surrounding high-rises adjacent to the beach also serves to give an open, spacious feel without feeling commercialized, which is uncommon so close to development and holiday accommodation. All the staples of a perfect beach are there. Vivid turquoise water contrasts against clean, white sand that's generally free of litter, a reflection of the fact that taking care of their beaches is a point of pride for Sunshine Coast locals. Pods of dolphins can also often be found just off the beach's main strip, with the ability to spot whales during their annual migratory season, also a bonus for beachgoers. Introductory surfers will likewise be in their element here, as the beach boasts some great conditions with gentle breaks that pick up some around the Noosa Park headland. There's a reason why this spot serves as the home of the annual Noosa Festival of Surfing. Fishermen and enthusiasts looking to drop a line also tend to be big fans of Noosa Beach, as it's possible to come away with a decent haul of flathead, bream, dart, whiting, and many other popular species without having to venture offshore. Those sticking to the land can enjoy a nicely laid-out boardwalk that offers a meandering route along the shorefront and into the surrounding national park, while an array of restaurants lies just across from the sand that provides the ability to enjoy some lovely seaside dining with a great view, particularly when the moon is at its fullest. A bonus that Noosa Beach has over many other popular Aussie beach destinations is its large free all-day car park that makes getting a decent spot without having to pay through the nose a viable option, assuming you arrive early enough. Due to its popularity, the beach can often become exceedingly busy, particularly during school holiday times, and while this doesn't detract from the beauty of the beach, it can make fighting for a parking space somewhat of a chore. Once you've successfully parked, however, you'll be presented with plenty of activities both on the beach and in the surrounding area, which offer enough variety to enjoy a full day in the sunshine. Lastly, the local Surf Life Saving Club does an admirable job of ensuring the beach is regularly patrolled and provides numerous dedicated lifeguards to oversee the proceedings. The club even has the added benefit of offering relatively cheap lunches for those looking for a good value meal. Good quality public restrooms and showers round out the facilities, while local wildlife and exotic birds only help serve to add to the ambience. One of Australia's top beaches, Noosa Beach is the top dog when it comes to attractions on the Sunshine Coast, and living proof that when it comes down to it, nature often trumps all. Number 6. Australia Zoo. About 22 kilometers west of Caloundra, Australia Zoo is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Queensland. Steve Irwin, the late croc-loving Aussie conservationist, and his wife Terry helped the park grow into a world-class attraction with a strong emphasis on conservation and education. The zoo provides plenty of fun encounters with Aussie animals, including kangaroos, koalas, snakes, and lizards. You'll also see a striking lineup of exotic species, such as elephants, rhinos, cheetahs, and the crowd favorite, Sumatran tigers. While you're here, try to attend one of the popular live animal shows in the Crocoseum. Depending on the schedule, you can see everything from croc feeding demonstrations and birds of prey to otters and koalas. Kids will love hand-feeding kangaroos and giraffes, petting koalas, and riding camels. For an additional fee, you can also visit the animal hospital and support their healing work. A visit to Australia Zoo is usually a full-day adventure. Wear your walking shoes and be sure to bring sun protection, a refillable water bottle, and a rain jacket. Sudden downpours can strike at any time. Number 5. Maleny Botanic Gardens and Bird World. The Maleny area of the Sunshine Coast's hinterland is perhaps the best overall showcase of the region's non-beach nature, and its lovely botanic gardens are a microcosm of this, all contained within a single delightful hub. Wander the manicured pathways of Maleny Botanic Gardens and make some furry new friends at Bird World in the Sunshine Coast hinterland. Set out over a spacious 14-hectare area, the garden is nestled amongst some wonderfully lush rainforest surroundings and provides a stunning outlook towards the iconic Glasshouse Mountains range, with its host of unique and unusual formations in the distance. The gardens boast an incredibly diverse array of plant and floral life and emit an undeniable aura of peace, while the sections featuring mass-planted flowers help to add a dazzling number of vivid colors to the grounds. Simply put, the grounds here are immaculate, given its expansive size, nothing is overgrown or unkempt, and the modest entry fee that visitors pay goes directly towards keeping the gardens in this degree of tip-top shape. Bodies of water such as water features, waterfalls, and ponds dotted throughout are an additional lovely touch that helps add to the relaxing atmosphere, while winding pathways that span an impressive 6 kilometers in total take you on a lovely on-foot journey involving everything from scenic lookout points to treks into the heart of the rainforest greenery. Upon entering, you'll be given a map of the grounds that helps point out various highlights and ensures you won't get lost along the way, and tour guides are also available to take you on an informative journey into one of the best surprises of the gardens. This surprise would be the subsection featuring the Bird World walk-in aviary that's well worth the price of admission, and an impressive showcase of a huge number of species of different colors, sizes, and shapes. Everything from huge and colorful macaws to various parrots and smaller species such as quails is here, and many of them are quite tame and friendly, allowing kids and interested adults to get hands-on with some of the more social birds. Tours of the aviary last roughly 40 minutes, and the guides are available to explain and curate all the bird species for you along the way. They're extremely knowledgeable and passionate about what they do, and you'll no doubt come away from the walk having acquired some new avian knowledge. In terms of other ways to spend time here, in general, it's a wonderful spot to enjoy a cup of fresh tea and perhaps some scones in one of the gazebos while soaking in the view overlooking the mountains, and there are also plenty of benches and picnic tables to enjoy a bring-your-own lunch and help keep costs down. While it takes a substantial amount of effort to get out there, expect around a 45-minute drive from most central Sunshine Coast suburbs. The Maleny Botanic Gardens are a great budget-conscientious option for enjoying a day on the Sunshine Coast that can be combined with other highlights of the Maleny area for a full and relaxing day out. Number 4. Mooloolaba Cruise. While the coastline is perhaps the most obvious star drawcard for visitors to the Sunshine Coast, be sure not to turn a blind eye to its inner waterways. The region boasts a wide network of rivers and canals that serve to provide an entirely new perspective that simply exploring the beach can't. In the Mooloolaba estuary, on the south side of the Mooloolaba Spit, there's a labyrinth of canals where palatial waterfront houses have their jetties. Jet skis zip by, and palm trees and the masts of expensive-looking yachts set the scene. You can only get fleeting glimpses of Manyama and Mooloolaba's canals from the little waterside parks on land, so the best way to bask in the opulence is on a cruise. Hopping aboard a vessel for a journey into its inner reaches truly shines, and few offer a better dose of this than Coastal Cruises Mooloolaba, which provides waterborne adventures through a blend of the harbor, river, and canal environments, aimed to showcase the best of two of the Sunshine Coast's major highlights, its sunsets and fresh local seafood. This 90-minute voyage includes a satisfying sit-down lunch, which can be freshly caught Mooloolaba prawns, calamari and chips, fish and chips, or hamburgers. Based out of the suburb of Mooloolaba's Central Wharf, The trips head out along the river mouth and out along the waterways, with views reaching down to Noosa's headland. During the cruise, the vessel winds its way on a leisurely course and features comprehensive commentary on the local bodies of water, including prominent residents, marine life, and more that strikes an ideal balance between being entertaining and informative. Along the way, the cruise stops at the fish markets at Mooloolaba's Spit to pick up a bevy of fresh seafood. Along the way, you'll travel along more man-made canals and get a first-hand look at some of the exclusive and gaudily ostentatious waterfront properties belonging to the rich and famous. Some of the pricing figures paid for these pieces of real estate are truly staggering, and some of the ritziest the Sunshine Coast has to offer. Add to this the chance to see marine life and get some great snapshots of the glowing sun on the water if taking their sunset cruise option. And it's a variety of spectacles on offer that prevents the trip from getting boring. The ability to grab yourself a wine or other drinks on board from the licensed bar while watching this spectacle pass by is a welcome one, and the entire atmosphere of the cruise is made warm due to the attitudes of the friendly, helpful and jovial staff. There are a few better and more relaxing ways to do a bit of Sunshine Coast sightseeing without having to tire your legs than this. Number 3. Sea Life Sunshine Coast Aquarium. Sunshine Coast shines when it comes to animal attractions considering its relatively small population, with one of the prime examples of this being the expansive aquarium underwater world Sea Life Mooloolaba. Queensland's largest aquarium, Sea Life Sunshine Coast, is home to thousands of curious sea creatures. Having been in existence since back in 1989, it's been a staple attraction of the Sunshine Coast for a substantial amount of time, yet has been continually revamped and renewed to stay fresh and modern, while adding several exhibits and new sea creatures to form a comprehensive marine viewing experience. The attraction is of a surprisingly high quality that competes and even exceeds that of similar aquariums in bigger cities around Australia and puts an emphasis on interaction and education that ends up being great for both adults and kids alike. Come face to face with predators in the shark tunnel, say hello to the seals and penguins, and sit down and enjoy the animal talks. Located in the Sunshine Coast suburb of Mooloolaba on the waterfront, Underwater World provides the chance to look at numerous different facets of the underwater kingdom. While hopefully learning something in the process, there are plenty of facts and opportunities to acquire some new knowledge dotted throughout, combined with a range of informative talks and demonstrations. There's a touch pool with the ability to get hands-on with some reef creatures, an otter presentation that goes into detail about these fun aquatic mammals, a detailed look at jellyfish, and more. The undisputed highlight, however, is the wonderful seal show that's always a hit with the kids. It's great to see these intelligent creatures interact and perform, and the staff manages to stay enthusiastic and upbeat, despite no doubt having repeated the same performance and jokes hundreds of times. Once arriving at the Isles, you'll have them basically to yourself other than your fellow travelers, and then be able to take part in your choice of 2 guided snorkeling tours, one beginner, another more advanced, and head straight into the highly accessible water for some reef exploration just off the island. Plentiful soft corals, clams, turtles, and, of course, fish can be found immediately offshore, and those who would prefer to avoid getting wet can instead choose to laze in the sunshine and then take part in one of the offered glass-bottom boat tours that provide not only great views but a guided interpretive commentary on the reef as a whole. On the exhibit side of things, the aquarium also shines. Its key drawcard is its great walk-through tunnel that follows a path underneath the multi-million-liter oceanarium that gives an up-close look at the likes of grey nurse and wobbegong sharks, massive yet graceful stingrays, large turtles, and numerous kinds of fish of varying colors and species. Couple this with some lovely displays of coral reef environments and 16 different themed zones in total, each highlighting a different part of the marine world, and there's more than enough to keep even those with the shortest attention spans occupied for several hours. In addition, Underwater World offers a range of optional animal experiences for those looking to directly interact with various animals. Visitors have the chance to do a variety of experiences with the seals, while there are also shark snorkel and dive adventures for those brave enough to come face to face with these oceanic predators. Given the quality of the facility and the reasonable ticket prices given the number of things to see and do, plus the ability to receive a pass out to exit and enjoy lunch in one of the surrounding restaurants before returning, it's a solid all-around animal attraction that's one of the key items on any itinerary for Sunshine Coast first-timers. Number 2. Glasshouse Mountains. Popular with nature lovers and hikers, the distinctive peaks of Glasshouse Mountains National Park are listed on the Queensland and National Heritage Register. The area is also one of the spiritual places on the Sunshine Coast for the Gubbi Gubbi people, who used this site for sacred ceremonies as well as trading. According to Aboriginal legend, Mount Birwa, the highest peak, is the mother that gave birth to the smaller surrounding peaks, and Mount Tibbergargan is the father peak. Rising like giant witches' hats and rounded anthills, the peaks are volcanic plugs, the center of extinct volcanoes. Mount Nunu and Mount Tibbergargan are the only two peaks open to the public for hiking. They offer trails catering to all abilities, from easy base trails to more challenging summit hikes with spectacular coastal views. Abseiling, mountain biking, horseback riding, and rock climbing are other popular things to do in Glasshouse Mountains National Park, and the park is home to a rich diversity of plant and animal life, including koalas, echidnas, and gray kangaroos. Before exploring the area, stop by the Glasshouse Mountains Visitor and Interpretative Center. The popular Lookout Cafe, near the Glasshouse Mountains Lookout, is a lovely spot to start or end a gentle hike with Devonshire tea and delightful views. Keep an eye out for kangaroos under the mango trees here. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. Ginger Factory. One of the Sunshine Coast's longest-running family attractions, the Ginger Factory at Yandina is far more interesting and upbeat than its name suggests. Far more than just a conveyor belt that cranks out ginger-related goods, the Ginger Factory is a veritable theme park of sorts in its own right, with tours, relaxed rides, good food, and some lovely gardens, all wrapped up in a decidedly gingery package. This should all be prefaced with the disclaimer that if you don't like the taste of ginger, then you likely won't get the most out of your experience here. However, there's enough non-taste-based entertainment so that even anti-ginger crusaders should find enough to keep them busy within the facility's increasingly growing grounds. The Ginger Factory sits along the Bruce Highway and can be entered completely free of charge, with enough things to see and do within that can be enjoyed without paying a cent if you so choose. Kids will get the most out of this. There's a decked-out playground that little ones will love, while simply exploring the expansive and exotic gardens is pleasantly enjoyable for all ages. The gardens are kept in great condition and immaculately kept, and feature a range of tropical plant life and spacious grassed areas, ideal for relaxing in the sun. There's a great range of food and ice cream on offer, as well as a range of smaller stores that offer various trinkets and souvenirs. To get the most out of your time at the Ginger Factory, however, you'll likely have to reach into your wallet at least a little. The main stars of the show here are its 2 rides and its excellent ginger tour. At the bare minimum, this highly recommended to hop around Morton, the 100-year-old cane train that takes guests on a leisurely tour around the perimeter of the facility to a relaxed look at the grounds and gardens. This can be purchased standalone or as part of a package. Meanwhile, the overboard boat ride takes passengers on a miniature around-the-world adventure as the vessel chases the gingerbread man that's sure to be a hit with younger kids. Likewise, the attraction's Ginger Factory tour is both interesting and detailed, providing a closer look at how ginger is made and packaged before culminating in some taste testing, while the beekeeping and production show details of the process behind that sweetest of syrups. While each of these can be purchased individually, there's also the option to buy a combined pass that includes all of the above for a reduced price, and this comes highly recommended if you're looking to spend a solid amount of time here. Far more than just your standard tourist trap, the Ginger Factory is a highway stop-style family attraction done right. Even minor elements such as its cafe are surprisingly good. And the chance to buy all kinds of ginger-related sweets, powders, and other goods makes for a day out that's sure to at least be a break from the norm for most families. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchZilla and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.